What's good, YouTube? How's everyone doing? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to yet another reaction video. If you're new here for the first time, my name is TMR, and since you clicked on this video, you might as well subscribe to this YouTube channel, and please make sure you click the notification bell and make sure you give me a big thumbs up and also leave your comments down below. What's good, YouTube? How's everyone doing? Welcome back, TMR gang, and welcome back to another reaction slash story time video. So before we get started, y'all, we're gonna do a little disclaimer. Okay, today is Monday and your girl is out running a little errands. I gotta go to the store, y'all. I just threw on this little hoodie, okay, some boots and some jogging pants, sis, and I'm in the streets. So I don't have any jewelry, no makeup, no earrings, just some lip gloss, sis. So please excuse my appearance today, okay? Because I just was like, let me go on over here to the store and let me get these little groceries, honey. And today is just like, I don't give a F day, okay? I just want to let y'all know that, okay? So y'all start clowning me in the comments. So y'all, we gonna do something a little different. We gonna do a little story time as I'm driving, because again, this is the Car Chronicles, and y'all go down in the car, okay? So I want to take y'all back a little bit. It's a few years ago. If any of y'all can relate, let me know down below. Can y'all relate to that one friend that's just like the wild friend? You know, I think all of us can say we got that one friend that's that real wild friend. And y'all, I have that one. I actually had two, but this story involved my one friend. So y'all, this was a few years ago. This is well over 5 years ago. I was in Atlanta visiting my homegirl because it was her birthday, y'all, and it was turn up time, okay? So we were getting ready to go to this club called, what was the name of that club, y'all? I cannot think of the name of that club. I believe it was called Ocean 66. I don't know if the club is still there, but we decided to, well, she decided to go to this club so she could turn up for her birthday. So I was like, okay, girl. So obviously, you know, like most of us women, you know, we getting all pretty and cute. We went shopping that day, getting all together and stuff. And my homegirl, you know, she was a drinker and a smoker. She's not anymore. So, honey, she was getting turned up. She started real early getting turned up. And I just kept saying to her, sis, like, I get it's your birthday, but you might want to slow down a little bit. Because we're not even at the club yet, sis. And you're going to be so effed up before we even get to the club. You're not going to have any fun. Now, y'all, just to let you know, don't get me wrong, y'all, this is one of my dearest friends, and she was always that type, you know, she's real extra. She's very fun to be around. Like, when I tell y'all she is a ball to hang out with, she is a ball to hang out with. But when she drinks too much, y'all, she's kind of hard to control, y'all. She's that friend where when you going out, you can't really have that much fun because you don't never know what she's gonna do, so you always got to keep an eye on her, you know. So that's the type of friend she is. So I was like, okay, girl, it's your birthday, whatever. Like, I'm not trying to act like your mom. I'm just trying to act like a concerned friend. So, y'all, so we getting all together, you know, we getting hair done and getting the outfit, and okay. So the night, it comes to the nighttime. So, y'all, we ride out. It was me and her, and it was 3 of her other friends that live in Atlanta. So we all, you know, get together, honey. We mob out to the club. I had never been there before, so I was like, ooh, I was excited to, you know, to go to a club I had never been to before in Atlanta. And a lot of people was telling me about the clubs on Old National. They were fun. They say they was ghetto, and y'all, don't get me wrong, this one was kind of ghetto, okay? It was a small club, but it was really hype that night. Like, we was having a lot of fun. So y'all, we get in the club, and as usual, my friend, you know, she's showing out as usual. She on the floor, she twerking, she dancing, she having a good time. But it's her birthday, so we trying to, you know, let her have a good time. All of us, myself and the other 3 ladies that came with us, you know, we was all keeping an eye on her because we all know how she is. So we in there having a good time, y'all. We drinking, we dancing, we just having a really good time. And you guys, I needed to go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom, and I told the other girls that that I was with, I was like, hey, y'all keep an eye on her, you know, make sure you keep her in your eyesight. So y'all, I go to the bathroom, y'all. I was literally not there long, but obviously it was a line to get get in the bathroom. So by the time I get into the bathroom, come out, I go back to the table that we were sitting at, and I'm looking for my homegirl, y'all, and she was nowhere to be found. So I asked the other girls, I was like, where is she at? And they was like, girl, y'all, the place was packed. Like, it was, when you looked out into the dance floor, all you seen was top of people's heads. It was like wall to wall people. And she was like, girl, she out there, you know how she is, girl, she out there on that dance floor. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't see her. So, I get up, y'all, and I'm trying to like look around and see if I can see her, y'all, and I don't see her. So now I'm panicking, because I'm like, I go back to the bathroom. I'm like, well, maybe I missed her going in the bathroom. I called for her name. She doesn't answer. And I'm like, I don't see this girl. Like, she's not here. So I go back to the table, and I was like, y'all, look, I don't think she's in this club. She's nowhere. Like, the club wasn't that big. So I checked the hallway, I checked everywhere, and I don't see her. So now me and the other, obviously me and the other girls, we panicking, we nervous, like, where this damn girl at? So I go to the bouncer, and I was like, hey, I'm looking for my friend. I came for my friend. I described how she looked, what she had on. They was like, oh, little shorty. Oh, yeah, little shorty left about an hour ago. I'm like, an hour ago? And I'm like, how'd she leave an hour ago? Like, for the most part, I felt like I was keeping an eye on her. But shoot, when you in the club, y'all, you lose all track of time. So I was like, well, has it been an hour since I seen her? And he was like, oh, yeah, she left with a dude about an hour ago. I'm like, she did what? So y'all, immediately, I start calling her cell phone. It's going straight to voicemail. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I knew her phone was charged up, so I'm like, okay, this is weird. So I go back to the table with the girls. I was like, look, y'all, we gotta go, because she's gone. I said, the bouncer just said she left about an hour ago with some dude. And they was like, some dude? I was like, yeah. And they was like, well, did she know somebody? My homegirl, she's a social butterfly. Everybody in the club is her friend. She know everybody, She don't even know these people. But she drinking, she know everybody. So I was like, hell, I don't know. Obviously, because I don't know who she left with. So y'all, we get ourselves together and we leave the club. So we go to the parking lot. So y'all know the parking lot was fat. Everybody was parking lot pimping. So I'm looking all around. We're all looking all around, looking. We don't see her anywhere. And I'm like, so I start calling her phone again. We all was calling her phone, and it just kept going straight to voicemail. So I'm like, oh my God. So I end up calling the babysitter. One of her friends was at the house watching her kids. So I called the babysitter, and I was like, has she called you? Like, we can't find her. She's left the club. I said, the bouncer just said she left with a guy an hour ago. She was like, she hasn't called here. So, obviously we texting her, we calling her, everything's going straight to voicemail. Y'all, and I literally started panicking. So we end up, we stuck around in the parking lot for, I don't know, maybe another hour, just kind of standing around. Maybe she was sitting in somebody's car or something like that. Like, we checked all the cars in the parking lot. We looking, you gotta be careful with that, because you just can't be looking at people's cars, because you don't know what people are on. So we was trying to, we kept calling her name. We looking around, and y'all, she wasn't nowhere. She was nowhere to be found. So obviously, y'all, we had to leave. So when we get back to the house, I called the police, because I'm like, I don't know where she's not answering her phone. Her phone's going straight to voicemail. So we called the police, and basically the police was like, they couldn't put in a missing person report because she hadn't been missing long enough. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? Y'all, I was so mad. I was so scared. And so I just immediately keep calling her phone, still straight to voicemail. And I'm like, this is a nightmare. So you guys, obviously, I end up falling asleep. So when I woke up that morning, I probably woke up about 10 o'clock that morning. I ran upstairs to check her bedroom, and she wasn't there. So the girl that was there babysitting her kids, I was like, have you heard from her? Has she texted you? I checked my phone, nothing. She was like, no, I ain't heard from her. She said, girl, I've been texting and calling her phone all night. And I was like, okay, this is not right. This is weird. So you guys, I end up calling the police back. So I called them back, and I'm like, she hasn't even came home. She has children. That's not her normal behavior. Like, she likes to have a good time, but she's always gonna come home. I said, her not answering her phone is not like her. So they were like, I think they said it had to be 24 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, I can't remember. It had to be a certain extended amount of time that she was not heard from before we could actually put in like a missing person report. So y'all, I was reluctant to call her mom, so I didn't want to, scare her mom. So y'all, I just started praying. I was like, Lord Jesus, please let me find this girl. Like, please, Lord, please let her be somewhere in one piece and just drunk. And she just, So about, I don't know, you guys, it might have been 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the afternoon. My phone rings, and it rings from a number. It was an Atlanta area code, but obviously I didn't recognize the number. It wasn't her number. So I answers the phone. I'm like, hello? And it was her. And I was like, girl, where are you at? And her voice was real, real low. And she was like, she's like, sis, I'm scared. She's like, I don't know where I'm at. I'm in a hotel. I'm like, a hotel? What are you doing in a hotel? Of course, I'm the concerned friend. I'm scolding her. I'm like, girl, how you just gonna leave the club and not tell nobody you were leaving? I've called the police. We looking for you, and da da da. I'm like, I'm saying all this stuff, and she was like, sis, you gotta come get me. I'm scared. I was like, what's going on? I said, the bouncer said you left with the dude. What dude? She was like, girl, I did leave with a guy, but I didn't know who he was. So I'm like, well, sis, where are you at? She said, I don't know. I'm in a hotel. I said, look on the table in the hotel and see if there's a name of the hotel or something. So she ended up telling me the name of the hotel. I put it in my phone, and y'all, it was the hotel. There was a hotel right behind the club, and that's the hotel she was at. So she was like, sis, you're going to have to bring me some stuff. And I'm like, bring you stuff? What do you mean? She's like, so she told me she didn't have on any bottoms. She just had on a shirt. The shirt that she went in, she had on no bottoms, and she didn't have any shoes, and her cell phone was missing. So I was like, I said, girl, do you think you had sex with this guy? She was like, I don't know. I don't remember. Like, she was that drunk, y'all. She didn't even remember. And I'm like, oh my God. So immediately I go upstairs to her room. I grab some stuff. I get the address. I put it in my GPS, and I make it to the hotel. And y'all, literally, the hotel was literally behind the club. Like, who would have thought to even check that hotel? Because I'm not thinking she's gonna go to a hotel with somebody. So you guys, I get there, I pull up, and she was standing in the lobby, and she comes outside, and y'all, she looked so disheveled, so under distress. And she gets in the car, and we were driving, and we kind of drove in silence for a minute. And then I just turned to her. I was like, when are you gonna stop this erratic behavior? Like, girl, you have children. Like, what is wrong with you? And she was like, girl, I don't know what happened. She was like, all I remember is leaving the club with this real fine looking man, and that's all I remember. She said, I remember waking up in this hotel, and I was like, where the hell am I at? She said, I went to go look for my phone. She said, I noticed I didn't have on any pants. She said, I went to look for my phone. My phone was missing. And she said, girl, my shoes. So this guy stole her phone, stole her shoes, and took her pants. She doesn't know if she was in that hotel room with one guy, 3 guys. She didn't know anything. So I end up just taking her to the hospital just to get checked. And she, they did say that she had sexual interaction, because based off the, I guess whatever they did see that she had recently had a sexual encounter. But, obviously the person used a condom, so there was no semen or anything like that left behind. We end up doing is we went to see how was the hotel booked. And it was booked with a fictitious name or something. Y'all, it was some real raggedy hotel. And it was, at the end of the day, she did not press charges because there was no one to press charges on. Like, she basically was a victim of circumstances. And she was very distraught behind the whole situation, because like I told her, I said, you were lucky that you even woke up from this situation, because girl, you could have not woken up, and when we would have eventually found you, you would have been somewhere stinking. Like, this is not it wasn't cool at all. After that, she ended up putting herself in NA, because she did have a drinking problem and stuff like that, and she did end up putting herself in NA, and she gotten better. She did have some relapse, but y'all, like I said, you guys, this has been many years ago, and she's obviously have recovered from that. She doesn't drink anymore. She doesn't smoke weed. She doesn't do any of that anymore, and she's also had 2 children since then too. So at the time she was a mother of 3, now she's a mother of 5, and her behavior has really changed. But y'all, it was just a scary day. I didn't know where my friend was at, and when we went hours from not hearing from her, I was just like, oh my God, is my friend alive? Wherever she is she alive? And, for the police not to put in a missing person report, like, if I'm calling you, I understand the police have a protocol and things of that nature, but if I'm calling you and telling you this is not a normal behavior for her to just walk off, like, I would think that you would try to put out some alerts so we could have, found her much quicker, and, that was a scary moment for myself, and obviously for her, especially to wake up and not know where she was, her clothes missing, her phone missing, and that story could have ended out very tragic, and thank God it didn't. But that's something that moment is something she's gonna have to deal with for the rest of her life. So you guys, like I said, we all got that wild friend, and like I said, she's very fun to hang out with. But sometimes back then her behavior would get very erratic, and that was the day where it did. Like, it got way out of control, because she literally walked off and left us and didn't even tell us she was leaving, and just walked off with some random man that she didn't even know. Luckily, it ended out in a better situation. We was able to find her, and although she was traumatized, it wasn't to the point where she was deceased. She could live to retell the story. And a lot of people don't have that outcome. A lot of women are not able to live to tell the story, because they are murdered in the process. So I don't know, you guys, that was my wild experience in Atlanta with my friend. And I love her to death. She's really a good person. She just made a bad decision that night, and thankfully she's gotten the help that she needs or needed, and she obviously doesn't do that anymore. But sometimes it takes really traumatic experiences for you to kind of wake up and realize that you wilding out and you need to slow down. And that was the experience for her, because she could have lost her life. All right, you guys, I'm gone. Thank you so much for listening to this video. Make sure you leave your thoughts down below. If you guys had an experience, something similar with a friend, let me know down below, and we'll definitely talk about it in the comments. Remember, you guys, sub what you love.